Hey, what's happening, DC Gamers? From the DC Guy01, and welcome to this week's WWE Towers video on the Roku channel. We will be continuing the Roman Reigns Tower, but we got a lot of stuff to get through, and the first thing to talk about isn't even wrestling related. Chadwick Boseman, the actor best known for playing Black Panther, passed away yesterday, I believe, at the age of 43 after a 4-year battle of colon cancer. So that, sorry to ruin your day, but I literally turned on my phone, started scrolling down, I saw a community post from Fandango movie clips, and I saw Chadwick Boseman, and I was like, oh, is it his birthday? Because they do that, they'll say like when it's actor's birthday, and then I started reading it and I realized that he passed away. And I was like, what? It's just crazy to think that, I mean, he's had for 4 years, so that means pretty much the whole time he's been playing Black Panther, he also knew he had colon cancer. Now, I didn't even know he had cancer, let alone had it for 4 years, and apparently that was unintentionally. Apparently, Chadwick Boseman made sure that no one else knew. He wanted to keep it very private, to the point that I don't even think anyone at Marvel even knew that he had it. Now, of course, some people are already asking the question about Black Panther 2, which, I mean, as we all pretty much knew it. Everyone kind of is expecting Black Panther 2 to be made, but with Chadwick Boseman, passing away, what are they going to do with it? And knowing Marvel, if they were intending on doing a Black Panther movie, relatively soon, they would have already started filming, like a year ago. So, will they do what Star Wars did with Carrie Fisher and just try to use whatever footage they had, and then use effects for everything else? I don't know, that'd be pretty difficult to do, I feel. But, the big thing to talk about is not Black Panther 2 or anything like that. It's, Chadwick Boseman. And, it does suck that he, passed away so young. So, yeah. And, of course, there was another passing recently. Bullet Bob Armstrong, professional wrestler Bullet Bob Armstrong. He's a Hall of Famer. And he's also the father of the Road Dogg, Jesse James, and referee Scott Armstrong in WWE. He passed away earlier this week. So, yeah. In some more upbeat news, I guess you could say, Wade Barrett returned to WWE after years. After years of being gone, he returned to NXT as commentary. So, I don't know what, led to that, but he's back. Alright, let's get into SummerSlam. Mandy Rose beat Sonya Deville, meaning Sonya has to leave WWE, which, once that stipulation was announced, I kind of saw that coming. Seth Rollins beat Dominic Mysterio in their no DQ match. The Street Profits beat Angel Garza and Andrade Almas to retain the Raw Tag titles. Apollo Crews beat MVP to retain the US title. Bayley beat Asuka to retain the SmackDown Women's title. And then Asuka beat Banks to win the Raw Women's title afterwards. Now, I feel like this kind of really, buries kind of Banks. I mean, the whole idea of, Asuka doing back-to-back is that the person she faces next is most likely going to win because, she's already exhausted. Even if she wins the first one, she's not going to be in full condition. But then she ends up losing the first one, which means that she's really worn down, but still wins. I don't know, I feel like that's just kind of I don't know. Um, and not to mention that, even after Bailey beat Asuka in the first match, both Bailey and Banks then beat Asuka up before the next one started. So it's like, really? I don't know. Drew McIntyre beat Randy Orton to retain the WWE title, and in the main event, The Fiend beat Braun Strowman to win the Universal title. Then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns came in, which is pretty fitting why we're playing as Roman Reigns, because he's been in the news quite a lot recently. Especially on SmackDown, but we'll get to that. But he returned, took out both The Fiend and Braun Strowman. So I guess he's a heel now, which, will be interesting to see. We'll see what to do with that. And if you thought Reigns attacking Braun was, a heel move, you ain't get ready for what happens next. But again, we'll get to that. So let's get into Raw. Drew McIntyre called out Randy Orton. Orton then attacked Drew. The two of them started brawling. And then Orton then punched Drew McIntyre twice. And the match between Shayna Baszler and Bayley. Nia Jax attacked Shayna Baszler, causing a DQ. And then all of a sudden Shayna Baszler and Nia kind of stopped fighting and then turned their attention to Bayley and Banks and scared them off. I don't really get it, but okay. Aleister Black was on the Kevin Owens show, saying that he wanted payback against Seth Rollins. Owens said that's probably not a good idea, seeing how Seth has a history of, messing with people and changing them. And Black then attacked Owens. Ooh. Nope. Akira Tozawa beat R-Truth, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander to become the new 24/7 championship. New 24/7 championship. New 24/7 champion. Randy Orton challenged Drew McIntyre to a fight. Keith Lee came out, making his official debut on Raw. Hold on. Okay. Keith then challenged Orton to a match, but Orton turned it down. Ooh. Ow. Sorry if I'm not doing very well. I have to keep looking away at my notes. No. Ow. Hey, come here. Okay. Come here. Alright, let's beat down on Joe a little bit more. Then we can kind of focus on some other things. in a match between Angel Garza and Montez Ford. Ivar came out to distract Garza, which allowed Ford to get the win. What are you doing? Ow. Oh, no, you don't. Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, and Liv Morgan beat Zelina Vega and the Iconics. Boom. Apollo Crews beat Bobby Lashley in a arm wrestling match. Uh-oh. Oh no! He was going for a muscle buster. I blocked it. Aha. Uh-oh. Oh no. Ah. Nope. Get off me. Get off me, Joe. Where are you going, Joe? This isn't about looking pretty or scoring style points. This is about surviving guerrilla warfare. Ooh. Here we go. Mickie James attacked Natalya and Lana after the two of them made a basically fake Hall of Fame induction video, kind of just mocking James. In Raw Underground, Bobby Lashley beat Dolph Ziggler, and it was actually a pretty cool match. I actually really liked that one. If they make it more, if they use people who have like legitimate fighting backgrounds and let them, you know, kind of show it off, Raw Underground could actually be pretty entertaining. Whoop. Goodbye. Then Bobby Lashley beat up an audience member, beat Cedric Alexander, and then the Viking Raiders came in and attacked Bobby Lashley before being taken out by all three members of the Hurt Business. In Keith Lee's official, you know, in-ring debut on Raw, he does end up fighting Randy Orton, and of course they changed everything about him, giving him a new attire, getting rid of, you know, his trunks. He now wears a shirt and shorts. They changed his theme song, and of course in the actual match he didn't even win. Drew came in, started attacking Orton, causing a DQ, and then Drew ended up chasing Orton off. So yeah, it's kind of like, why'd you change everything? Everyone loved his theme song. Why'd you change it? It's like everyone liked his attire. Why'd you change it? And of course, well, we all know the reason. We all know how Vince feels about people showing their guts. I mean, he once fired a guy over it. But it's like, come on, you didn't need to put a shirt on Keith Lee. So you didn't put a shirt on Joe. Well, you kind of did. You put him in a button-down shirt. Got him. Oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. Spare! Alright, here we go. Come over here, Joe. Alright, good night. It's over. Joe, close your eyes. You can see his eyes like open and blinking. And then after the Keith Lee match, Orton then punted Drew again for the third time that night backstage. In a match between Asuka and Sasha Banks. It was a lumberjack match, or lumberjill match, I guess this was called. Bayley tries to get involved, but is stopped on the outside by Baszler. And then Asuka ends up beating Banks to retain the Raw Women's title. And then the main event is the Mysterios versus Seth and Murphy. But then Retribution come out and attack both Rey and Dominic. And of course, something that everyone was saying, as soon as Reigns returned, it's like, oh, that's the leader of Retribution right there. Everyone kind of called her like right away. It's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now, of course, with that being said, knowing WWE, they're gonna, completely change to whatever plan they had, just to, just make sure that the fans don't catch on, even if it was their plan originally. Alright, let's get into SmackDown. I gotta boogie it. AJ Styles confronted Jeff Hardy. Reveals he isn't cleared to fight after Jeff hit him with a knee brace last week. Jeff said that's a shame because he was just about to call an open challenge before taking out AJ. Nakamura then answered that open challenge. Hardy won and to retain the Intercontinental Championship. And then as Jeff went up the ramp, Sami Zayn's music hit. Sami Zayn came out, started just dancing and jumping around Jeff before hitting him with the haluva kick, before saying that this is his title, that he never lost, which is true. And we still don't know why Sami Zayn was stripped of the IC title or sent off. I think the rumor that was going around is that he had tested positive for COVID, so they want to get him away, but I don't know. I mean, it's been like, what, 4 months? Matt Riddle called out Baron Corbin. Corbin comes out, but then Gable attacks Riddle from behind. The two of them have a match, which Matt wins, before fighting off Corbin. In a match between Kalisto and Cesaro, Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado attack Nakamura at ringside, distracting Kalisto, allowing Cesaro to get the win. In the main event, it was Heavy Machinery and Big E against Sheamus, Miz, and Morrison. Sheamus walked out on his team after not being tagged in the whole match, which allowed Big E and Heavy Machinery to get the win. And the final segment of the night, Roman Reigns signed the contract for the Payback match, which is this Sunday, before saying, I'm going to win. That's not a prediction. It's a promise. No, that's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. I said, hey, that's the thing Paul says. Then the camera pans, and he's sitting right next to Paul Heyman. Now that is what you call... Now he's a heel. That's how you confirm he's a heel. But it does raise a question. What brought him back? Because I always thought the whole reason he left in March was because he didn't want to be around anyone during this whole pandemic thing. But now he's back. I don't know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. What do you guys think of SummerSlam, Raw, and SmackDown? What do you guys think of Roman Reigns' return? Honestly, I might stop recording just so I can, keep talking a little bit longer. I didn't really like the way Sami Zayn returned. I think what they should have... I mean, I get it. He's doing what he did when he left. He's doing the whole, overly optimistic and in-your-face bad guy, but I don't know. It still seems silly to me, and it just seemed off. I think what they should have done, they should have had Jeff walk up the ramp, and then as soon as he turned around to go backstage, Sami Zayn comes out and Helluva kicks him before staring down at him and, maybe holding up his original IC title. Not saying anything and, make him serious. Make him the serious bad guy, like the bad guy who was cheated out of, a championship, and now he's come back to reclaim what's his kind of thing. Kind of like what they did with, kind of like what they're doing with Reigns, and the guy who never really lost the title, and now is coming back with a vengeance, kind of thing. I don't know, that's just my opinion. I think they should have taken the opportunity to change the character, Zayn's character again, change it back to, a more serious one. But, yeah. But also, Reigns is back. And again, I'm not entirely sure why he chose now. I thought he was going to wait this whole pandemic thing out before returning. But nope, he's back. And I'm actually really interested to see where this goes, his relationship with Heyman. Reigns is a Heyman guy, who would have thought? Alright, now I'm going for real. Guy01, signing out. Bye, guys.